I want to just mention quickly something else. To Chris's point about not making this a partisan issue. Sometimes in politics, things can get oversimplified. This party's good at that, this party's good at that. Or bad at that. And Kathleen Wynne, so my leader, has been very supportive. This is not a provincial matter. This is not the domain of the provincial government. But Kathleen Wynne, uncharacteristically, for a provincial leader, has stepped up on a number of occasions on this issue internationally. The first one was, and I'm going to take you back to the Maidan. When the Maidan was happening, and many of us, if not all of us, were out on the street demonstrating. And we were, I don't know if you remember, but there was a time when the people in Ukraine were demonstrating on the Maidan. It was for weeks. And no countries in the West had taken action sanctioning Yanukovych and his regime. And we were calling for those sanctions. No country had, including Canada. Kathleen Wynne stood in the Ontario Parliament, this is all on the record, and stood up and was the first elected leader of any jurisdiction in Canada to call for sanction of the Yanukovych regime. And I have to say, that takes a lot of courage. When, that shows that this is an issue, as Boris was saying, Victor was saying, that cuts across party lines. And we should be thoughtful about how if this is an issue that's important to us in the election campaign, it's obviously important to all of us here in this room, then that's a consideration. The other thing that happened was immediately, it was literally a day or two later that Jason Kenney, I can't remember the exact timing, but a day or two later, 24, 48 hours, that Jason Kenney announced the first sanctions against the Yanukovych regime. So, not only were Liberals strong on this issue, but Liberals were leading on this issue. The other thing I want to say is that since then, Kathleen Wynne provided humanitarian aid to support the victims of the Maidan in Ukraine, and since then has spoken up on a number of occasions on this issue and supporting. So I think Liberals across levels of government are supportive, and I want us to keep that in mind.